This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Agitavach. This Shabbos we lay in Parshas Hazinu. Now Parshas Hazinu enjoys a halacha which is almost unknown, but it's a very important halacha. That is the way we break up the parsha. It's precisely we have to lane the legislated breakdown of the parsha. On a normal parsha where you stop for Sheni, Shlish, Revi, it's not absolutely critical, but when it comes to Hazinu, we have to specifically break it down, and this is based on the Gemara Masechta Rosh Hashanah Daf Lamed Aleph, and the Gemara even gives the mnemonic Haziv Lach, splendor is yours, referring to the fact that Hazinu is the Shira of Moshe Rabbeinu, whose face shone. How do we break it down? The Shulchan Aruch codifies this, that it has to be broken down. Haziv Lach Ha'azinu Zechayar Yarkivehu Vayar Lach Lu Chachmu Ki Esa El Shamayim. And then till the end of the Shira, and then the Shvi reads from there until the end of the Parsha. However, this is the opinion of the Rambam. Rashi breaks it down a little differently, as well as Tosfos, and that is Rashi and Tosfos learn Lach stands for Lule Kas, which is a few psukim different than Lu Chachmu, and Kiyadin, which is a little bit different than Kiyasa El Shamayim. But it must be broken down this way. In fact, the Mishnah Berurah adds, you cannot make Hoysafos in this week's Parsha. What's the reason for this? The Mishnah Berurah in Siman Tav Chav Ches, Sivkat and Yud Aleph, says that these words are divrei toichacha in order to inspire people to do tshuva. Now, I don't know about you, but I think the last thing people want to hear now, after Yom Kippur going to Sukkos, is toichacha in order to inspire them to do tshuva. I thought we're done with tshuva already. Isn't tshuva over? Here it is, it's Erev Sukkos, and we all have breathed a sigh of relief that the tshuva season seems to be behind us. And now we have to have heard Teichacha. How do we still need to do tshuva? Wasn't Yom Kippur enough? But the explanation, I believe, is based on a shla. The shla writes that Chazal talk about the 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and the shla asks 10 days. You don't have to be a big mathematician to figure out there are not 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. There are only 7 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah is Aleph and Beis, Yom Kippur is Yud, there are only 7 days in between. Says the shla, in his opinion, the expression, the 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, refers to a different 10 days on the calendar. The 10 days between Yom Kippur and Hoshana Rabbah. Yom Kippur is Yud, Hoshana Rabbah is Chaf Aleph. There are 10 days between Yom Kippur and Hoshana Rabbah. But again, says the shla, this refers to another 10 days of tshuva. Why do we need another 10 days of tshuva? Now you're telling me, not only do we have to hear Toichacha again to inspire us to do tshuva, maybe I could understand when Hazinu is read before Yom Kippur. But when it's read after Yom Kippur, is it still to inspire us to do tshuva? Is it still a zman of tshuva? And now the shla is revealing to us there are another 10 days of tshuva, 10 days between Yom Kippur and Hoshana Rabbah. Rabbi Yerucham Oshen cites a tradition of Rabbi Cheskel Sarna, that there are 2 Aseret Yemei tshuvas on our calendar. There is from Rosh Hashanah till Yom Kippur, and then there's from after Yom Kippur until Hoshana Rabbah. Why do we need 2 sets of Aseret Yemei tshuva? Because we have 2 types of tshuva. We have tshuva me'ira, and we have tshuva me'ahava. The Yomim Noiraim, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, are days of fear, days of awe, days of reverence. But in a way, that is the lower level of tshuva me'ira. But now we are propelled and elevated to another sphere of tshuva misimcha, tshuva me'ahava, tshuva where we could take our chataim and completely transform them into mitzvahs. During the zman of Sukkos, when we are mechabev mitzvahs, we love mitzvahs, we engender an ahava for the mitzvah of sukkah, for the mitzvah of daled minim, for all the mitzvahs, all the hallels that we're going to say. This ushers in a new era of tshuva. This is tshuva me'ahava. And this is in a way a higher level of tshuva. Aseret Yemei tshuva, beginning Yud Aleph Tishrei, and ending on Hoshana Rabbah. May we be zoicha to be propelled to this new dimension of Aseret Yemei tshuva. May we take all of our chatoim, not only erase them, transform them into mitzvahs, they should accrue to our merit. And as Arizal said, that his highest madregos he reached, mitoich simcha shel mitzvah. Let the Rebbeinu Shalom please give us the merit to be elevated to the status of those who return to Him. May ahava, may simcha, ken yehi ratzain.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.